So welcome back. We're catching up with Christine, who is a committee member from Toganmain. Welcome to the program, Christine.
Thank you, Matt.
Now, this is a name that's been around for a long time, and it's in relations to shearing sheds. Can you give us a bit of a background?
The original property was selected by Charles Sturt for Alexander Macleay and then was sold to Thomas Robertson Sr. He built the wool shed in 1875 and it's 150 next year, so it's a very old shed. It's the largest shed still standing in the Riverina and one of the fourth biggest in Australia.
And it's only 75 kilometres from here in Hay.
It is, yes.
So what's been happening with the facility and the grounds in which it sits on?
Well, it was owned by Macquarie Pastoral and leased to Paraway, and then about 6 hectares has been subdivided off the property with the shearing shed and the shearers' quarters, and the title is now held by the Toganmain Woolshed Precinct Incorporated.
So I know that you've been doing lots of working bees and trying to restore parts of it. What is, the long-term vision for the facility?
Long term, we'd like to turn it into a tourist attraction and like a learning centre for our pastoral history, which would work well with other facilities in the district, with Shear Outback and the Murrumbidgee Heritage Centre and Yanga Woolshed. So that's our long-term aim, but it's a long time off yet. There's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah, and that's why you've been having the working bees.
It is, and it wasn't until we got actual title that we can apply for a heritage listing, which then enables us to get the larger grants that we need to preserve the wool shed before we even restore it.
Wow. So at the moment, where is the funding coming from for you guys to be able to do stuff with it?
Predominantly smaller grants provided by Murrumbidgee Council, the Colliambly Community Bank, a couple of the solar energy companies have provided a couple of small grants, private donations mostly, and that's it.
Wow, and you've got a GoFundMe page happening at the moment?
We do, yes.
Yeah. So I guess for not only the locals here in Hay and surrounding other parts of the Shire, but people that might want to get involved, how would they go about that?
Well, we've got a Friends of Toganmain Facebook page, so you can contact us through that, or our email is info@toganmain.com.au, or they can ring me. But all those details are on the website.
All right. And the working bees have been happening on a monthly basis or as an on-needs basis?
Just whenever we can get together, really. We had a massive working bee at Easter, which we restored a lot of the iron back onto the shed. We did the ridge capping. We'd hired an 80-foot boom lift to get up there.
Wow.
And that's actually gone a long way to weatherproofing the shed. And that was the biggest issue. There was a lot of deterioration because the weather was getting in and the tin was blowing off. So we've secured the roof mostly. We're still working on that. We've also put shade cloth up on any of the openings to keep the blow wave grass out, because the shed was just full of it. It took me 3 days at Easter to blow it out.
Wow, and usually once you've blown it out, it blows back in.
It does, which is why we're trying to secure all the openings and just closing doors and replacing stuff so that doesn't happen again. So this time around when we were out there, some has got back in, but it was pretty good compared to what it has been.
And I guess you get a lot of people that reach out from the community that have things from it, from when it was in operation.
Oh, you've got no idea. We've had so many shearers contact me. Our biggest most special event was we had a man called Jim Marr. He's 100 years old.
Wow.
He was the last person to cook in the old big hearth in the old kitchen in 1956. So that was pretty special to have him come and look. And then we've been doing work with Landline to do a story, and they've interviewed him. So it's fantastic to actually have him down on tape.
Absolutely. That's such a great thing that he came to do. That's wow. That's amazing.
So, and a lot of our shearers are in their 80s, and they contact us with lots of old stories. So we're trying to write them down. We hope actually to get them to visit so that we can record a lot of what they're saying. But I am asking them if they could just write down stories that they were telling, but some of them are hilarious.
Yeah, I can imagine. And look, having that auditory version of those stories is such a great thing, because not only are you preserving their voice, which has so much history in it itself, but you're also able to get the information out to those that are visually impaired, which is a great thing.
Eventually we'd like to have it so that if you walked in the shed, you could walk to a shearer's stand and say, maybe press a button and an audio recording will come and the shearer will tell you stories. And we could do that at different stands. We've got the experts room. We've got a gentleman who knows all about that room and everything. We could press a button there and he could tell us about what the expert did, same as in the shearer's quarters with the cook, now that we've got Jim's recording. So we'd like to be able to preserve it for future generations that won't probably ever get to hear any of that.
And have you had any, I guess, input from Charles Sturt University itself?
Not yet, but we do know that the archives were sent over there. We just haven't had a chance at this point in time to actually go and have a look and see what they've got. We'd love to know if there was any sort of plans over there for the start of the shearing shed or even the shearers' quarters, because we're guessing a lot. And with some of the stories from the shearers, then that's filling in timelines for us.
Yeah.
So that's really helpful as well.
Absolutely. Now, you have got another working bee coming up.
We do the weekend of the 24th and 25th of August. We got a small heritage grant from Murrumbidgee Council. We're hoping to re-stump a couple of the huts, just the single-room huts that are a bit precarious on their stumps. So that's going to be our major focus for that. And then the long weekend in August, we hope to do a bit more work in the shed, but it all depends. We're desperately in need of some building advice from a builder. Everybody else is very practical and very knowledgeable about what they can do, but nobody actually has any building skills, and we actually do need a builder to, even if they just sit in a chair and direct.
So we might put that call out to the community and see if we can find some builders.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of crew, but we just need the expertise to direct.
Yeah. So if you are listening out there and you are a builder, you could be even a retired builder, then yeah, get in contact with Christine, because they would really love some advice and some help.
And eventually, if we can get a large enough heritage grant, then we can actually pay somebody that has a crew that could come in and actually do the work, that knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
Especially with some of the larger stuff.
Yeah. Well, look, it's such an amazing facility, and look, if in the future it can be something that it's not now, then I think you guys are doing the right thing and you're on the right page.
And look, if somebody wants to, if they don't want to come to the working bee, that's fine. But if they'd like to come and have a look, just for a couple of hours to have a look through, then when we're out there for a working bee, just come out for the afternoon. Happy to see you and take you through.
Yeah. And if there's any historians maybe in Wagga Wagga that do work at Charles Sturt University, maybe they can also get in contact.
No, that'd be lovely.
Yeah. Well, thank you for giving us an update, Christine. And
no worries. Thank you, Matt.
Yeah, no worries.